episode of Sci-Connect. I am Teacher Nikki, your science teacher for today. Are you now ready to learn? Let's start! Our topic for today's video lesson is about solar and lunar eclipse. The most essential learning competency that we are going to discuss in today's video lesson is explain how solar and lunar eclipses occur using models. Before we start with our lesson, let's first check your prior knowledge by answering the pre-test. Directions. Read the questions carefully. Write the letter of your choice in your activity notebook. 1. When does solar eclipse happen? A. The Earth moves behind the Sun. B. The Sun moves between the Moon and the Earth. C. The Moon moves between the Sun and the Earth. D. The Earth moves between the Sun and the Moon. 2. What is the correct order of lunar eclipse? A. Moon, Sun, Earth. B. Earth, Moon, Sun. C. Earth, Sun, Moon. D. Sun, Earth, Moon. 3. During what phase of the moon can a solar eclipse occur? A. Full moon. B. New moon. C. Last quarter. D. First quarter. 4. What type of eclipse is this an example of? A. Lunar. B. Partial. C. Solar. D. Total. 5. What do you call to the total or partial blocking of one object in space by another? A. Eclipse. B. Orbit. C. Penumbra. D. Umbra. Great job, learners! You're done answering the pre-test. Let's now proceed with the first activity entitled Solar Eclipse Word Scramble. Directions. Unscramble the eclipse words. 1. 2. 3. 4. Learners, you may pause this video for a while as you accomplish the task. Very good, learners! You're done answering the first activity. Let's now explore. Let's perform an activity about eclipse. Directions. Study and analyze the pictures. Then, answer the questions that follow. Learners, you are going to write your answer for this activity in your science activity notebook. 1. What happens during solar eclipse? 2. When does lunar eclipse occur? Learners, you can pause this video for a while as you accomplish the task. Great job! Now at this time, I want you to listen, focus your attention, and keep this in your mind. Eclipse is an astronomical event that occurs when astronomical object is temporarily obscured by passing into the shadow of another body or by having another body pass between it and the viewer. There are two types of eclipse: the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes directly between the sun and the earth. It takes place at the phase of new moon. When the moon blocks a portion of the sun, this is called partial solar eclipse. During a partial solar eclipse, the moon only partially covers the sun's disk. The sun, moon, and earth do not perfectly align in a straight line, and the moon casts only the outer part of its shadow called penumbra on earth. Once the moon totally blacked the sun, this is called total solar eclipse. During a total solar eclipse, the disk of the sun is fully blacked by the moon. Nowadays, scientists can predict the exact time and location that a total solar eclipse could take place. An imaginary line is placed in different parts of the earth where the path of the shadow of the moon will be casted, and people from earth can observe this spectacular astronomical event. This path is known as path of totality. A lunar eclipse, on the other hand, occurs when the earth comes directly between the sun and the moon. It happens at full moon when the sun, earth, and moon align in space. During lunar eclipse, the earth completely blocked the moon from the sun, and the shadow of the earth fell upon the moon. The earth now casted a wider shadow on the moon, and it also has an umbra and penumbra. The appearance of the moon is dependent on its location in the earth's shadow. When the entire moon is within the umbra, it will look totally dark and appears to be red. At this time, you will observe a total lunar eclipse. But when the moon passes only through a part of the umbra, a partial lunar eclipse will be observed. A part of the moon will look darker while the rest will be lighter. The diagram shows total lunar eclipse in which the sun, earth, and moon totally align in space. Alright! We're already done discussing about solar and lunar eclipse. Now, let's apply what you've learned. Let's now compare and contrast solar and lunar eclipse. Directions. Compare and contrast solar and lunar eclipse using a Venn diagram. Copy the Venn diagram in your science notebook and use the given information in accomplishing this task. These are the information that you are going to use in comparing the solar and lunar eclipse using a Venn diagram. Can be partial, can be total, seen by more of Earth, seen by few parts of Earth, moon is in Earth's shadow, Earth is between sun and moon, happens only during a full moon. Caused by the moon's orbit around the sun, happens only during new moon, sun looks black, moon turns dark red, view of the sun is blocked from the earth, the sun, earth, and moon line up, and moon is between earth and sun. Learners, you can pause this video for a while as you accomplish the task. Wonderful! Let's now reflect your learnings from today's video lesson by completing the sentence prompts. I have learned, I wish to ask my teacher about. Write your answers on your science activity notebook. Let's now reinforce your knowledge from today's video lesson by answering the reinforcement. Make it real. Directions. You have already learned that it is extremely dangerous to directly see the sun during an eclipse. Cite 5 precautionary measures to safely observe an eclipse. Well done, learners! You have accomplished all the activities for today's video video lesson. Now, let's check how far have you learned by answering the post test. Directions. Read the questions carefully. Write the letter of your choice in your activity notebook. 1. What do you call to the total or partial blacking of one object in space by another? A. Eclipse. B. Orbit. C. Penumbra. D. Umbra. 2. What type of eclipse is this an example of? A. Lunar. B. Partial. C. Solar. D. Total. 3. What is the correct order of lunar eclipse? A. Moon, Sun, Earth. B. Earth, Moon, Sun. C. Earth, Sun, Moon. D. Sun, Earth, Moon. 4. During what phase of the moon can a solar eclipse occur? A. Full moon. B. New moon. C. Last quarter. D. First quarter. 5. When does solar eclipse happen? A. The Earth moves behind the Sun. B. The Sun moves between the Moon and the Earth. C. The Moon moves between the Sun and the Earth. D. The Earth moves between the Sun and the Moon. Congratulations, learners, for finishing the video lesson! I hope you enjoyed learning with me today. Remember, learning is fun with Sci-Connect.